Hi there, Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time. Hi there, how the heck's it going? It's great to see each and every single one of you out there. Actually, obviously I'm not seeing you, I'm just seeing my own image in a little screen beside the lens of the camera. Lens of the camera's there, screen's there, so I often look at my image there so I know roughly what you're seeing, and it might look like I'm looking off to the side. Don't worry about it. Anyway, thanks again for those people who bought my book. There's been good things about that. In fact, I've gone through it with a fine-tooth comb manually because my damn spell checker had ceased to function when I was doing the previous preview, and there were lots of glaring spelling and grammatical errors. So now essentially it's been resubmitted with a lot of those corrections made. Probably still one or two that I will need to go over yet again, but it's still available for purchase, so essentially go for it. Alright, now I might be putting the price up, so essentially get it while it's hot and get it while it's cheap, link below. But that's not why I'm on the camera at the moment right now. What I'm on the camera right now is to answer a few questions which have been sent through in the form of private messages. Here we go. Let's read through the next one and see what kind of juice is going to come loose. I've been a student of the spiritual for more than 2 years. After 2 powerful supernormal experiences, I've begun learning about astral projection. One of the first things that attracted my interest was the so-called astral sight. Now that I'm nearsighted, I've always wondered if I could see clearly outside of my body. In my humble opinion, it would be rational to believe that, as the astral body is supposed to be free of physical impediments. However, Silver Muldoon states the phenomenon of duplicate sensation, according to which certain perceptions of the physical body can be transmitted to the astral counterpart. You happen to wear glasses too. After listening to your astral projection accounts, I'd like to know if you were able to see perfectly outside of your body. Right, interesting inquiry. I'm going to have to reply that a lot of stuff is still not known or is still unknowable about that. It would be great to think that we could overcome all forms of physical impediments through using something of an occult nature, but I don't think that that would necessarily be possible. When I did my first full and proper astral exteriorization experience, and it was just a strange experience, okay, I felt when I was in the astral experience very similar to the way I felt when I was in the physical body. And that's not always a good thing, because I was actually rather unwell at the time, and I still felt rather unwell physically when I was actually outside of my body. So is it possible that the sensations of sickness still remain with you when you're outside of your physical? Yes. Is it possible to overcome short-sightedness or astigmatism as a result of using something occult? I don't think so. And also, hypothetically, your brain would, or your mind would have got used to seeing in a certain way or sensing in a certain way, and as a result of that, I don't think you can overcome it that way. There's nothing wrong with experimenting with remote viewing and seeing whether that can do something for you, but I'm not sure whether you could actually undo short-sightedness. Anyway, that's that inquiry. Let's move on to the next one. And this one is called Real Magic. Hello, I'm Alan from America. I don't have a lot of people to talk to about stuff, so I thought I'd share what I know with you. Hopefully you can get this into a message so we can communicate. I understand more than most. Number 1. There are metals in our bodies, and we have electrical impulses as well, and a charge through metal creates electromagnetic waves, correct? Yeah, kind of correct. I have messed with lights, electronics, etc., and in my younger days, minds as well. Not mind control, but you know when you have a thought and your friend has the same thought. Yeah, telepathic weird stuff. And also, one time when I took LSD the first time, I really wanted to talk to a friend at a gas station, and I did something, but the people around me stood still. People stayed in their cars like in a daydream. And when I felt it was okay to go back home, they all started moving again, which begs the question that if we are put into daydream, we are put there by other wizards. I don't know. Alright, okay. Acid gives you strange time alteration perceptions. It just does. I've never actually taken LSD, so I don't, I haven't experienced that. But I have had perfectly legal herbal substances which are supposed to have very similar effects. And yeah, all kinds of weird stuff happens, and you do get time distortions. You can even get that with cannabis or any other form of intoxicant. LSD is actually quite a powerful intoxicant, but it still makes you think you're okay when you're experiencing weird stuff. You think you're completely straight, and all of a sudden something strange happens. So be careful of trying to interpret any form of LSD experience as being something which is a time distortion, or indeed the influence of other people, or indeed whether other people are actually influencing time somehow. Just don't even worry about that. It's not important. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier on in the message that there's some kind of connection between people's minds. Occasionally that can happen, but sometimes you have to put down those strange experiences to purely coincidence, which is a bit of a downer. But on the other hand, if we're going to assess any of this stuff rationally, then we've got to assess this stuff rationally. Which means that sometimes it could be just down to coincidence, but sometimes because it's so weird, it might not be. And so I think that if there's someone you know very well and you think in a very similar way too, it's more likely you're going to have some kind of telepathic experience with them. That's the way it appears to be. And yeah, it's all weird, and we can't understand it. We can't fully explain it. We can't fully understand it at all. All we can do is carry on trying to have these strange experiences, and basically that goes down to doing more in the way of meditation and all that kind of mind-altering stuff. And so on and so forth. So, have fun experimenting, and I'll speak to you again soon.